Fix your soil this winter in 7 simple steps. Grow a garden that practically runs itself. As the weather cools and the days shorten, something interesting happens in gardens across America. Many gardeners, especially those of us in our senior years, quietly hang up the gloves and say, "Well, the season's over. Time to wait for spring." But here at Evergreen Seniors, we know something deeper, something only years of gardening can teach us. The most important work for next year's garden doesn't begin in April, it begins right now. The beautiful thing is that winter soil work isn't heavy, fast-paced, or physically demanding. In fact, the colder months are when gardening becomes gentle, slow, and peaceful, a time when the soil finally has a chance to repair itself if we give it just the right nudge. Today we'll explore a different way of preparing your garden, a way that reduces weeds, restores nutrients, retains moisture, and sets you up for a healthier, easier, and more joyful gardening season next year. And the best part? You don't need fancy products or backbreaking labor. You just need 7 simple steps, a bit of consistency, and the willingness to let nature do what it does best. Step 1. Feed your soil, not your plants. Before rushing to fertilizers or store-bought solutions, it's important to understand this simple truth. Plants don't eat fertilizer, soil does. Soil that is fed well, slowly, gently, and naturally creates plants that rarely struggle, wilt, or attract pests. In fall and winter, the soil is calm, not overwhelmed by competing roots or the baking sun. This quiet stillness gives microbes the perfect opportunity to digest what we provide. Sprinkle a layer of compost across your beds now, even if it's not fully finished. Over the coming months, winter rain, slow bacterial activity, and tunneling worms will turn it into rich, black, fluffy soil. A fed soil also reduces weeds. Weeds are nature's emergency crew, arriving when soil is bare, compacted, or unbalanced. Feed the soil now, and the emergency call never goes out. Just imagine stepping into your garden next spring with fewer weeds than you've seen in years, all because of what you did today. Step 2 is to protect your soil with a winter blanket. Take inspiration from the forest, Just picture a quiet forest floor in late fall, leaves crunching underfoot, a hint of pine in the air, and the soil is never left bare. Nature always covers her ground, and honestly, we should too. When soil is left uncovered in winter, it erodes, it compacts, and, well, microbial life really suffers. So, after spreading compost, lay a thick blanket of mulch right over the surface. Wood chips, fallen leaves, or other natural materials work beautifully for this. Mulch encourages fungal life, those mycelium threads that transport nutrients and tie your garden together. And hey, you can even inoculate mulch with wine-cap mushroom spawn, which creates a nutrient-dense sponge to hold moisture all year round. Remember, you're creating a thriving ecosystem that works quietly while the garden rests. Step 3 is to build moisture-holding layers. With hotter summers, soil dries faster, and watering can really become a strain, especially for seniors. By feeding the soil and protecting it with mulch, every leaf, wood chip, and bit of cardboard becomes a sponge that soaks up rain and releases it slowly during those dry months. This layered approach, well, it actually mimics a forest floor, keeping soil cool, moist, and alive, even in the heat. It reduces the physical effort of watering and helps your plants survive heat waves, thrive longer, and bloom more beautifully. Step 4 is to reclaim overgrown beds the gentle way. Winter provides a forgiving opportunity to reclaim overgrown beds without all that bending, pulling, or tilling. Instead of fighting weeds, just smother them. Sprinkle compost over weeds, then cover with large sheets of cardboard, plain, brown, without any of those shiny coatings. And finally, add mulch on top. By spring, you'll uncover rich, dark, moist soil, with weeds dramatically reduced and roots that fall apart effortlessly. This is gardening with wisdom, not force. Step 5. Pre-warm your soil. About 2 weeks before your last frost date, gently rake back mulch to expose dark soil. This helps the soil absorb warmth, dry slightly, and prepare for early crops. Mulch also acts as a protective barrier, keeping pests in the mulch, while seedlings thrive in the soil. This step is gentle, thoughtful, and gives both soil and gardener a head start for an easier spring planting season. Step 6. Test and tune your soil. Winter softens and wakes the garden. Now is the perfect time to test soil. Compost and mulch may have adjusted pH or nutrient levels, and micronutrients like boron, zinc, magnesium, or calcium might be depleted. Most micronutrient imbalances can be corrected naturally, using materials growing nearby like dandelion for calcium, plantain for sulfur, or clover for nitrogen. Step 7. Build your perennial safety net. Perennials are the anchors of your garden. They stabilize soil, support microbes, and retain nutrients. Identify existing perennials like herbs, rhubarb, berry canes, asparagus crowns, fruit trees, or long-standing flowers. Apply winter mulch generously. Partially bury container plants and protect drip lines of trees with compost and mulch. By caring for perennials now, they support your garden year after year, creating strength, beauty, and resilience with minimal effort. Final thoughts. Stand quietly in your garden. Observe the beds you've reclaimed, the soil you've fed, and the mulch warming it. This winter work is foundational, not overwhelming. By partnering with nature instead of fighting it, you've built a garden that works with you, not against you. When spring arrives, your soil will be awake, nourished, and ready to support a joyful, effortless gardening season. Gardening in our senior years is not just about growing food or flowers, it's about growing joy, rhythm, ease, and connection to the earth. Take care of your soil, and it will take care of you. If you like, I can also create a shorter, punchy 7-step winter soil checklist version for quick reading or printing, perfect for seniors to follow easily. Do you want me to do that?